want to take a look at the perspective tool in Illustrator. It's been around for I know at least back to 5, maybe back to 4 as well. This is an amazing tool. Way back in the days of Leonardo da Vinci and those folks, they figured out a mechanical way to draw things in perspective. And perspective is the way we see the world. We see depth of field, and when you try to reproduce that in art on a two-dimensional surface, some folks have kind of a natural eye. I'm fortunate, I sort of do, and I can draw things pretty much in perspective. But folks figured out way back then that it was hard to do, but they figured out a mechanical system. And now here we are in the modern day, and this tool brings up the mechanical system by which you can draw and put things together that will in fact be pretty reasonably and quickly in perspective. And so it recreates the illusion of depth of field, etc. So this tool is right here, and there are 2 parts to it, and I already pulled out the little mini dialog box that has the 2 tools. And so this is the basic tool, the perspective grid tool, and then this is the selection tool that goes along with it. So the first thing we'll do is we'll simply select the grid tool, and you see that a perspective grid pops up. And the perspective grid is based on, without going into a long discussion here, you have what's called the horizon line. The horizon line, and that's literally where theoretically the ground and the sky meet, somewhere off in the distance. And then you have what's called the vanishing point, and that's there's at this point in this system here, there's one on each side, and you'll notice that all of the horizontal lines of anything theoretically will meet here someplace on the horizon line, and when you do that, things will appear to be in perspective and oriented properly to each other. So and this is called the vanishing point. So first off, I'm going to go over here to the far left, and I will show you can move the horizon line up. Let's say we were think of flying above a city and looking down on it, or being on top of another tall building. The horizon line would be very high, and you can just look at this little cube and sort of get a feel for that. If I was, we were recently in New York and City, and I obviously found myself looking up at many of these gorgeous buildings, and when you're a little mouse looking up, or just a human in a big city, the horizon line would generally be very low, and there you can see that sort of look of a building as you're looking up to it. So we can move the horizon line up and down. We can then move the vanishing point in and out. And what that does is, again, changes the angle of the so-called building, if you will. And a couple of all these little points all control little different aspects. You see, I can pull the grid out and on either side, okay? And you see there's also a grid here automatically for the ground. and as well as what I'll call the walls. And so all of these points can be extended out as much as you want. Okay, and then we even have some other control points right down here in the center. And again, I'm still in the grid tool, basic grid tool, not the selection tool, because those control points will disappear when I go to the other tool. Also, up here in the upper left corner, automatically, we have another a tool that's a part of this, and that's the little active grid chooser. What I mean by that is if I want to work on this blue left side of the building or perspective grid, I can come here and I can click on it, and that will be, you'll see in a minute, the active area. If I want to be on this right side and working there, then I would click here and you'll see the right grid. And the same thing actually for the bottom. And if we had created a top, that would be an option. So we have the ability to choose. Now, the next thing is what this is really all about is, without having to know how to do this, you can take shapes and objects and essentially paste them into this perspective grid. And so you can set up the grid as I've just shown you, and basically the way you want it. And I'm going to go to, for instance, I'm going to go to the star tool. And if I do that and I come over here and draw, you see I'm drawing a star, and the truth of the matter is that it is, as soon as you draw it anywhere on the page, it's automatically in perspective to this right side, because I chose that in the little grid square tool up in the corner. And now with either the selection tools or the specific perspective selection tool, I can move this object, and you can see what happens here. And as I move it, it moves in perspective, gets bigger and smaller, and is automatically at the right angle. I'm going to delete that for just a second, and I already created another page, and so on this other page I have a graphic already chosen, and I just wanted to create this star on a flat plane. And so it could be a window, it could be some decorative feature on the side of a house. And my point is that here is the way we often create things. And let me see here. Okay, so here's my simple flat star, and I am going to, with the selection tool, select it. I'm going to copy it, Command C, and I'm going to come over here to the other page, the grid page, and now I'll paste, Command V. And you see it came on to the surface flat, but watch what happens. As soon as I move it, it will stick to the side of the perspective grid that I made active. I'm gonna see if I can switch here, and as a matter of fact, and I'll go here, I switched it to the left side, the blue side, and now watch what's going to happen. As soon as I move the star, bingo, it automatically was sucked right up to that. And just a quick idea of so what's the big deal, how does this work? All right, there, All right, and then I'm going to option, this has been covered long ago in one of the videos, option click and drag with the selection tool, and I duplicate my object. And notice this one is a little bit smaller. And now I'll do the Command D, transform again, and here you see I can do these all day long, and each one will be a little bit smaller and be in perspective, and I can do that. And then we could make the other side of the building, as I'm calling it, active, and do the same thing. So this is an amazing tool, and it works very quickly and easily. You basically set up sort of the look and direction that you want to see, and you can essentially quickly and easily place images onto the sides and even the bottom, as I indicated here on the other side. I'll do a Command V again, and once again there it is. I'll select the bottom of the grid, and I'll do a Command V again, and watch, you'll see as soon, there it is, down on the floor. And so you don't need to have any real natural talent. You just need to know, as usual, how to manipulate these amazing tools, and you can quickly and easily put any design elements into a grid system that pretty well mimics the illusion of depth and field, and it's as simple as that. So there you go. So thanks a lot for, once again, tuning in to the Rick Rice 1 channel, and keep looking for some more videos and tutorials, and we'll see you around the bend. Thanks very much.